Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Skylines series Ardes. Today we are in episode 36 and we're moving ahead from our downtown and we're moving a bit more to the coast. We are starting off with our national park. This national park will be on our swamp area that we've started about I think 5 series ago, and this will be on the other side of the mainstream that you can see right now. And yes, for the thing that we're starting off today especially is a beach, and this beach is quite heavily detailed. And I'm quite in love with this beach because I got this idea from a Discord server where a person, Captain Alex, has posted a screenshot of his creation, and I thought it was looking so amazing that I thought yes, I will definitely have to add something like this. So yes, this is what I did. Captain Alex also has an Instagram account where he's posting pics of his cities. It should be on the screen right now. At least I hope I won't forget it, but I don't think so. So it will be there, a screenshot of this, and it will be linked down in the description below. Definitely check him out, he's doing quite a lot of great work there. And this was basically my main inspiration to start off this project for today. And I just thought, yes, this looks extremely cool. I think I wanted to have something like this in my city, and it also should be quite on a central place so that you see it from a lot of areas when you look at it. And I think this idea could work out quite well, and it looks very pretty. So maybe a bit what we're doing right now is that we're just expanding the swamp area, and with this one I'm going ahead pretty quickly because I just want to place these trees. It isn't that much important how they're looking like, it is just that we have this overall picture that it's looking like in swamp, and there are definitely some flying trees, but I think there would be something worse if there wouldn't be any trees there. So these trees are finally, now we're having the final color of our city. This will be the LED that I will be using for the next time. I think it is looking extremely cool, I love it, and it just gives me quite a lot of possibilities to working around with it because it has this kind of brownish color effect in it, and it is pretty warm looking, so it isn't this extremely bright as we had it until now. I'm very happy with how it turned out. We will also take something similar but not the same one, something kind of similar. It will be a mix between very bright and this kind of color for the next series, and I will start from there, from a different point than what I started series until now, is that I will post the assets and mod collections. I'm sorry that I'm having just like to kind of stop talking quite a lot in my different sentences right now. The reason for this is that I'm having a problem with all the trees right now that are using their, that actually it is more the flowers and the weeds, because I kind of have an allergic reaction to them, and it is quite hard to breathe for me right now, but I just want to keep on making videos because this is quite a cool thing, I think. Well, so there I finished some islands off for the swamp, and we will connect these islands with a pathway, and this pathway will later on connect to a national park. So this will be in, as already said, in the middle there, and it will also have a small village next to it. So this whole area won't be that extremely dense as the downtown is. This will be quite a rural area. It will be more on the detailing side, and it will be quite heavily to look at later on. It is actually with the national park that we will start off in the next episode, pretty extreme, and later we will also add a train station, stuff like this, so this whole area will get connected quite good, and this one will be one of the main spots for trains that are passing through the city or passing into the city, into the cargo hub that we will build later on. And I actually have so many ideas for the series. It is extreme because it is just like that I definitely want to fill more spaces in this map because it's looking quite empty until now, and we would definitely build I think 2 or 3 more villages, and they won't be that big. They will be just like very small basic villages, just like for about 1,000 people or something like this. It is just like to fill in some spaces. And actually, if you want to, I can upload the save game later at a later point when I'm finished with the map, so that you can use it and that you can change stuff up. And if you want to just like change something that I've built, you can do it there, and if you want, you can send it to me, and if you think it is a cool thing that I've done with it, we can definitely feature it in one of my videos and just kind of get it featured for other people, and to see also what you can do with the spaces that are left and how you would use them, because it would be kind of interesting for me so that I can see how I could have used the spaces that I haven't used. And yes, so right there I'm adding just like some pine trees, and these pine trees will be everywhere on the map, and the reason for this is that I want to have a mixed forest all over the map. It shouldn't be just this kind of leafy forest all over again, it should be a mix of pine and leaves, so that we have something like a different look sometimes, and it just looks more completed in my opinion. So these are the pathways that we will be using for our swamp area, and they are just like pretty cool looking, and they're always elevated because it is just like when you have the flooding there in the winter or in the like, so basically when we are having about January, you would have a lot of floodings there, or whatever, would be around March I think. So when there's spring, there would be a lot of water coming down from the Alps, and this would definitely affect this area. And for this one I had thoughts, okay, this would be an elevated pathway. This may be also flooded still, because it's very much down to the ground, but it isn't that much of an extreme thing. If it isn't that much of an extreme thing like it would be when it would be on the ground. And yes, this was actually something that I pretty much extremely enjoy to build, because it is something completely different what I'm not doing so much, and this is just a good thing to get fresh air into a series and a fresh mind, so that I have more motivation to make it. And this is actually also something I'm kind of breaking my rules that I set in the beginning of this whole series, but this isn't that bad I think, because it turned out pretty. It turned out pretty, I'm sorry. And this is something that is always important for me. So maybe if I have too strict rules, I will change them in a series just to get it look better and look more realistic or finished. So there I'm just setting up something kind of in quick forest that I would know where I would have the pathways going and where I would like them to be going. And there on the top left of the top left corner, we will start off with our beach. So this will be the area where we will build the most things today. It's having just like a small cafe that you already saw, and this is something that I quite enjoyed building. We'll talk about this when we're coming to it, but for now we're just like adding in the sand, and I've used this very bright color. And the reason for this is that I want to have this extremely change from the very dark forest to this extremely bright color. I think this fits in very well, and this makes it, I think, extremely realistic to look at. And the first thing that I'm always doing when I'm placing something or building something new is that I want to have a basic shape that I'm going with. And for this one it was, I want to have more like different areas of the forest going in more into the beach than other areas, and just have something like some small curves in there, so that you have this like small beaches and not small splitted up beaches, and not these extremely big ones like you would have in Spain or Italy. I'm not a fan of these extremely big ones. I'm just one of the people that are traveling to Greece due to the fact that there's so many small and amazing looking beaches. Also a lot of them in the rock, so this is definitely something that I will try to do. This also, I actually tried it about 3 times again, but it destroyed it after I built it because I wasn't happy with it. So this is definitely something pretty hard to build for me, and I will definitely have to work with this and try to get better at it. So this whole thing has a lot of different vegetation, and the reason for this is that I would think that this is one of the areas where the sea is kind of pushing into the land. This would mean that we have a lot of different plants there, and also plants that doesn't need that much of water, but also some that are needing an extreme amount of water. So just like we have everything in there. And there I'm just like searching for beach props, and I basically used only 2 different ones, and these are the towels. And basically canoes, but they're just the next episode. It's just like that I want to keep it looking more alive. This area isn't attracting too many tourists, but we will change this with some park generators later on, and we will just place them in a national park so that we have people that are going there. And this will be also one of the main points of our transport system that I haven't built in any way, so we will definitely have some different bus routes going around. There will be 2 or 3 in the main city, in the old town. Then there will be definitely 4 different ones in the modern downtown, and 2 or 3 that are going into rural areas. They will basically split off by the stadium and will go in every different direction. So one will go to the Alps, one will go to the beaches that we're building right now, and one will go to the old town. So that we're basically connecting them off with different lines, so we have a lot of bus usage, hopefully. And yes, I'm there just like choosing some weeds that I want to place, and just to get in the detailing. Oh, I'm sorry, my dog is just moving in the background. Oh, he's streaming. It's quite late, and when my dog is streaming, he's starting to run sometimes, and I think he's doing it right now. And yes, I'm just like placing these weeds, and we will definitely see each other later in this video, but for now I will leave you alone. And we will see another in some minutes, and thank you for watching. And if you've enjoyed the video until now, please stay on the video and watch it until the end. We're building quite some epic stuff still. And also consider liking this video, and if you're new to my channel, I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to me. It helps me a lot, and it is a pretty easy and cheap way for you to show me your support, because it isn't costing you anything and you're staying up to date with my videos, so it's a win-win situation. So hopefully you've enjoyed it until now, and enjoy the rest of the video. We will see each other in about 2 to 3 minutes, so yes, bye. So I'm back again, and we just like placed the small fishing restaurant, we placed the pathway down to the beach, and we're just like detailing this thing more. And this, as already said, is something kind of a vegetation explosion. It is so many different things there, and I wanted to have this like effect that you sometimes have when you go on a beach and there's so many different plants that you don't see anywhere else, and it is just an extremely cool experience, I think. So this is something I wanted to recreate and give the feeling of something very unique and of an area that you want to explore. So we have different layers of the vegetation there, as you can already see, and this leads to this effect that is looking very cool, and that you have the bushes, then you have the grasses, and then you have the smaller trees and then the big trees. And this is just like you see from editing a bit, but not everything. So seeing some things you won't notice, you won't even notice, but some you will definitely notice, and you will be, well, I haven't really seen them on the last time I looked there. And this is also the effect that I want to create with these areas like this one. And this is extremely cool to do, but it is one problem. It is about 1 FPS when I'm looking at it, and I had quite a lot of struggles with the kind of cinematics for this area, because I had to slow down the camera by 16 and 1%. So basically a camera movement that you have seen in this video for about 2 seconds had to go through for about, I think actually were 10 or 20 minutes, because it is just like extremely hard for my PC to work with them. Although I have 32 gigs of RAM and one 1080 Ti. And this is just not enough, but I don't want to upgrade exactly right now. I will definitely upgrade my PC at a later point, but for now I think it should be enough. And yes, you can see these big trees that I'm planting there with the orange leaves. Orange flowers. They are looking so cool, and they're giving this extremely cool look, I think. And yes, we will definitely expand these extremely detailed areas more into these swamplands, and they will also be kind of like a very generic village with suddenly there will be on a side going to the sea, and there will be a lot of different plants. So just like there will be an explosion of plants. I actually have a mod that I haven't used and that I actually don't think that I want to use. It is the tree brush, because it is kind of not necessary for me when I'm thinking that I'm just so used to just place the whole things by myself, because I like them very much detailed, and would definitely use in areas where I don't want to detail so much, but there I want to keep the detailing rate very high. So we're coming for an end of this video, and I just wanted to say thank you for watching. And if you've enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you'd give it a like, and if you're new to my channel and you've watched on this point, I think you would also appreciate my other videos, so yes, definitely check them out. It would help me a lot, and have a great day. Thank you once again, and bye!